nail just broke. I cannot. God, I cannot. That's all right. Because I'm going to glue this bitch back on. And y'all, I heard the nail snap. And I knew it was over with. I knew it was over with. My nails. They so cute. But it just snapped, and that just goes to show the way 2024 is set up right now. This year did not come to play, like, at all. You guys, I just came on here because I've had a day, and it hasn't been a bad day. It was just a weird day. And I feel like so far with everything that's been going on this year,
hey, yo,
I'm just not sure how we're all supposed to process this. And I'm not sure that there's even like a blueprint or way to process this. I just got done doing some yoga, and actually I have completed 14 days of yoga. Didn't miss any days. Literally, there was one day while doing yoga where I was maybe 11:30 at night, and it's about a 25-minute video, but I did it before the day was over. I have not had any alcohol in 2024. I actually haven't drank any alcohol since December 29th, 2023. And that brings me to the point of this video, which is 2024 is a year where I feel like we're all going to have to really choose how we want to live. It's a year where we're all going to have to choose the type of perspective that we want to have. We're all going to have to choose the type of life we want to live, the type of lifestyle, what that looks like, what we look like, who we are. We're going to have to choose to be truly authentic in ourselves, because this year did not come to play. And to me, with everything that we've experienced and we've seen in the public and in media, I just feel like we all have to make a decision right now. And these are not easy decisions. These are decisions that determine what the rest of our life is going to look like. And I've really been trying to center myself and evaluate what that means for me. What I've been finding is that the ways that I've been able to control my life, quote unquote, or just the ways that I've tried to control my life in the past, like, it ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work now. It wasn't really working before, but it's definitely not gonna work moving into the future. And I think that's about to be a rude awakening for a lot of people, because we all really want to control our lives. And there's definitely, whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it Source, the Most High, there's definitely another force that is in charge of what's going on in our life right now. I guess I wanted to make this video because maybe some of you can relate to kind of how I'm feeling. And at the beginning of this year, even before coming into this year, like, I really decided that I wanted to make a change, and not just the New Year's resolution. One day I say I'm going to do it, and then the next day I don't do it type of change. Like, I really wanted to make a significant change in my life when it comes to my day-to-day actions, my day-to-day thoughts, the things that are really embedded within me that I feel may be counterproductive or negative. I wanted to change that because I wanted to be more than what I've been. And I feel like a lot of times as humans, we have grand plans and we have a lot of things that we really want to do, but we don't actually follow through with it. We kind of just idealize it or dream about it. But it's really hard to put action to our dreams and to our desires. And it doesn't always work out because even when we make a plan, plans change all the time. The only thing that's constant in life is change. So just like I thought I was going to get on here and just do a simple video and then my nail cracked off, it's frustrating. And I think it's not saying that your year is going to be, shitty, but it's just saying that I feel 2024 is going to be a year where we're all going to have to just take things how it comes. It is what it is. Let the chips fall where they may. And if the shit hits the fan, we're just going to have to find a way to manage it and address it and process it. Because the ways that we've been dealing with situations in the past is not the way that we're going to be able to deal with it moving forward. A lot of what I've found so far this year is that the ways I was suppressing myself, the ways that I was suppressing my emotions, or the ways that I was coping with things, the ways that I was masking what I already knew to be true or what I already felt needed to change, it's not going to work. Like, if you just look at everyone this year who's either been exposed or called out or any sensationalized moments, and we're still in January. I'm filming this January 14th. It's 11:53 p.m. Eastern time. It's not even the 15th yet. And so much stuff has literally taken place. And I'm just like, wow. If this is the first 14 days of January, like, what is the rest of the year gonna look like? I'm just gonna share with you guys a few things that I've been doing this year in these 14 days to try to keep my sanity, to try to keep my peace, and to reframe my life and reprogram my mind. And I hope that they may help you too. Or at least you can relate maybe to where I'm at and connect it and correlate it to your own life and know that you're not alone in this situation, okay? Because I think something that can help all of us is to realize that we are not alone in any of these situations. We're all dealing with similar issues and challenges. And I think the way that people try to perfect these things, or I guess not glamorize challenges, but the way people try to glamorize going through a struggle or going through a challenge is unrealistic. And I feel like we need to be a little bit more realistic and authentic about the challenges that we face. So let me share. So far this year, as you can see right here, first of all, don't say nothing about my bed because I took my whole bed down. Like, I have a bed. I took it down because I was tired of it. I wanted to sleep closer to the floor. So I took my bed down. It's in my garage. I literally, on New Year's Eve, I did not go out. I did not party. Even though I was invited to celebrations, I chose to stay home. Not only because I felt like it would be better for me personally, but I was also recovering from an incident where I was assaulted. So I guess trigger warning. I'm not really going to be talking about that in detail, but I was physically assaulted by a man. It was not SA, but it was physical assault. And I was physically recovering and mentally recovering from that whole ordeal. And the night of that incident was the last night I have had alcohol. And I think that I know actually that it was meant to happen that way because of God's plan for me. And that's fine. So just a little background. I took my bed down. Probably shouldn't have been doing so much heavy lifting because that bed was heavy as fuck. But I took my whole bed down. I literally moved everything out my room, vacuumed, just deep cleaned everything. When I tell you guys I was exhausted January 1st, I deep cleaned everything and made sure that it was set up the way I wanted it to be set up to make me feel comfortable, right? Let me move this nail over here because I am going to glue that bad boy back on. Yeah, forgot me. Okay. But that was one of the things I did that was super helpful bringing in the new year, was not spending it out, but more so spending it in, not just in my house or in my home, but spending it inside of my spiritual home, which is myself. And I feel like that changed a lot for me. I feel like it was very beneficial. And this is the second year in a row that I've done that. A lot of changes happened in 2023, but I also accomplished a lot. So maybe you want to consider possibly doing that going into 2025. If you did go out, just think about whether or not you really felt fulfilled from it. Because I know for me personally, I enjoy going out. But at that time, I really wasn't in a place where I wanted to. So I didn't. The second thing that I did to shift my perspective in this new year was to regularly write in my journal. It says notes. Casey's notes to God and self. And I have other notes in here. And I have other journals where I've been journaling for a while on and off. But this one is the first one that I've been doing consistently. As you guys can see, like every morning I get up and write in my journal. And this notebook actually, it started off as like kind of like notes that I just wanted to write. It kind of started off as like manifestation. Like I was doing the 369 method, just trying to write down things that I wanted in my life. And just notes that I had, channeled messages that I got. But let me see. Okay. Interestingly enough, it looks like I started writing like journal entries on December 15th, which, wow. Shocks me. Yeah, December 15th. It was a Friday at 6:04 a.m. And I didn't do it every day. Well, I did the 15th, I did the 16th, and then I did the 18th. Then I did the 21st. And on the 23rd, I wrote my 3-month plan to have like more success in my life, right? And I'm just going back and reminiscing like, wow, girl. So I did that on the 23rd. And then on the 28th, I believe that's when I started writing like, yeah, that's crazy because that was the day before that incident took place. So I started writing every day, starting the 28th, 29th. Okay, I might have skipped the 30th, but I did the 30th. And then I got the 31st, the 1st, the 2nd. And then I found a note that I wrote to myself on May 2nd, 2023, like within my journal. Like, okay, so this is what I do too, you guys. Like when I get new journals, I'll like pick random pages out of the journal and write little positive reinforcement to myself in the future, right? Like, you get it? So I'll write positive notes to myself, or I'll write letters of reinforcement and encouragement to myself within the journal on like future pages. So when I get there, then I'll read the note to myself, but I'll forget that I wrote it. So when I turn the page, I'm like, what's that? And it's a note from myself. And it's crazy because when I got to this particular one, I had wrote it on May 2nd, 2023 at 7:52 a.m. And it was really appropriate because I didn't know on May 2nd, 2023 that I would get to this page of positive reinforcement kind of a few days after I felt very weak and low. I didn't know that I was going to need that pick me up. But my higher self, my inner being, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. My future self knew that I was going to need it at that exact moment. And I picked the exact page where I would be at on that exact moment where I needed that reinforcement. So that's a really positive way that I try to like help myself. And then I just kept going. So it's like from the 28th on to today, I've written literally every single day in this journal. And I usually write like one full page. Y'all saw Snowflake. I usually write one full page, or at least like the front and the back of the page. And I do that every morning after I wake up. You know, your regular wake up things. I don't have to tell you what your wake up things are. You know, you go in the bathroom and you do what you need to do.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Then I come out to my bed and I kind of sit down. And what I started doing, what it really started as, was me writing down my dreams. Because one of the things that I really wanted to pay more attention to this year was my dreams and how my dreams were showing me things about different situations in my life. And in 2023, I was very perplexed because I couldn't really remember my dreams. But I found that the more consciously I was recording my dreams and not necessarily stressing myself out about remembering exact details, but more so being aware that I wanted to document my dreams and picking out whatever details that I could remember started helping me to remember my dreams more. So I kind of started by doing that, like kind of writing down what I remembered from my dreams and how it made me feel, and then reflecting on how it related to my life. And then it started to kind of morph on its own into me just writing about my internalized emotions and things that I may have been suppressing or keeping held down within me. And it's really not easy for me to talk about this, you guys, because I have so much inside of myself that I want to share with the world, and I find it difficult to express it. Even though I have a lot of information within me, I'm not exactly sure how to express it. So this is a way to help me personally express my feelings to myself so that I can begin to express them better to you guys. And then when I get done in my journal, I move to my gratitude journal, which this gratitude journal was gifted to me from the wonderful people at MAP, which is called the Mother's Advocacy Project. This is not a sponsored like video or anything. I don't have any incentive to mention them. I just feel very grateful to them. And since we're talking about gratitude, I am very grateful to them because they reignited my desire to improve, because sometimes we can get complacent. And I think that's another thing that 2024 is about. It's about waking us up to the ways and the places in our life where we've become too comfortable, where we've become too complacent, where we've allowed something to go on for way too long when we know better or we know that something needs to change. And I feel like it's starting from a lot of the upper levels, and then it's going to start trickling down to each and every one of us individually in our own lives. But the best way to kind of like get on top of it and get ahead of it is to just go ahead and do it now. Just go ahead and do it on your own before you're forced. And I'm laughing because whenever I say something that I feel spirit, God, source, whoever you want to call it, I don't want to assume that you pray to anybody, so that's why I list them off. But whenever I say something that I feel universal powers believe in or agree with, my little kitty Snowflake, she comes over here and meows. So I do feel that as an individual, if you're watching this, it may be helpful for you to do your best right now to get ahead of whatever issues that you could be facing, any suppressed emotions that you could be feeling, any ways that you may have been coping with things that's not necessarily healthy or productive. Because as the year goes on, I feel that there's going to be a lot of exposure and basically light shown on the darkest aspects of our lives, the darkest aspects of our actions, and everything in between. So that's why after I write in my journal, I complete gratitude thoughts. And on the front, now I wrote this part a long time ago, but then I wrote, I can do any and all things I put my mind to through the power of my will and my reverence of gratitude. And then I went back and I started this journal back when I was in the Mother's Advocacy Project. I don't go now because it was very far from my home and I couldn't make that drive. Okay, y'all. I couldn't make that drive. But I did start this back then, and I didn't put dates on it in the beginning, but I've since started like putting dates on my gratitude for the ones that I've been writing consistently. Yeah, it was like around May That's when I was doing this. And then look, this is what I wrote for this year, 2024, new year, new attitude. And I don't know what that is. I drew pictures, but I know one is the sun and one is a heart. What is that? I don't know, y'all. Maybe it's a light bulb, but I don't know. But I started Monday, January 1st, and I just write down like all of the things that I'm grateful for. And I just have been doing it every single day, all the way until the 14th. And I'm very proud of myself. Like, look, that's one thing about me. I give up on stuff. I do not follow through, and I'm not afraid to say it because I know that is something that I do, is give up. Part of the reason why I'm even filming this is because I felt like I gave up on this channel, and I don't want to give up on myself anymore. It's so lame, and I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of that dark side of me that controls me in such a way where I can't really truly reach my fullest potential. And I think that there's a lot of people in life and in the world right now who have something about themselves, whether it's procrastination or fear or self-sabotage in some way, that prevents them from being the truest version of themselves. And I really don't have the answers. Like, one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video too was because like I've literally been taken through so many things in this little 14-day time frame that shows me that I can't control any of this shit. Like, I cannot try to control any of this anymore. Like, the ways that I've tried, like I said earlier, to control or cope or basically feel safe within the chaos of my choices is not gonna work. Like, it's not gonna work anymore. So I have to build new habits. And sometimes it makes me feel better to, at least in my own life, portray a feeling of it's under control. I can figure it out. Everything's gonna work out. I can do this, or that to get the result that I want. And that's made me comfortable, but it's like a false sense of security because where we are right now and the way I feel the world is going right now is none of that shit matters. Like, none of it's going to work moving forward because there's so much uncertainty and there's so many unknowns that we as individuals literally have no control over what's going to happen or where our life is going to go at this point. We're going into this unknown territory that I think we all feel on a molecular level is happening, but we can't articulate it or describe it or even imagine it because it's nothing like anything we've ever seen before. And the only thing that we can control is ourselves, how we choose to react or respond, whether we choose to react or respond, how we show our love and compassion and emotions to the people around us or to the general population. That is the only thing we control. Thing we can actually control is literally our own choice at any given moment. That's really a thought. And I'm someone who believes that we all chose to be here at this time. Because if we have the choice now in life to do whatever we feel we need to do, if we have the power of choice in our lives, in our reality, in the way we live, I feel like we also had the choice to be here right now. And I feel we all chose this particular time frame for a particular reason because we have a particular set of skills and gifts.
Very particular set of skills.
So changing my bed, getting a little closer to the floor, because I went to Japan when I was young, when I was in Chicago Children's Choir, and we slept on the floor, and that was some of the best sleep I've ever gotten in my life. And I was like, basically at this point, fuck this bed. Like, I've had it for a long time. It was getting to the point where it was like a little rickety, like it wasn't broken down, but it was kind of creaky, and like I was over it. Fuck this bed. We're going closer to the floor. I'm not bold enough to sleep on the floor yet, but I did take down my bed. So Okay. And then incorporating the journaling and the gratitude thoughts and getting into a routine with yoga. I have a program that I am on with my girl, Black Yogi Nico Marie. Again, I'm not sponsored. I'm just sharing who I enjoy to watch. You can choose your own people. There's plenty of beautiful people out there. But getting into some type of physical activity regularly every day and really processing my emotions on a more productive level every day has made me more aware of the places and spaces within myself where I need to improve, because everything that I've become accustomed to is obsolete at this point. Like, and that's what I feel like this year is trying to teach us, because we're going into this place that's unknown and that we've never seen. I feel that we're being basically exercised of the ways that we used to live, or exercised of the beliefs that we used to have, so that we can open our minds to a different reality, or to whatever reality that we want to create. And I feel like it can be something positive if we choose to do our best to have positive thoughts. But like I said, I don't have all the answers. I wish I did, but I don't. I'm just sharing with you guys some of the things that have helped me through a little bit of the chaotic events that have been going on, whether it be personally or publicly or whatever. These practices have really helped me not to lose my mind already this year. I got a mirror right there and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, girl, okay, look at you. But no, I'm really ready for life to be less stressful. And I don't know, but I'm excited about 2024. Like, honestly, I want to see what's going to happen, because it's already been rather entertaining, if I do say so myself. And I'm just trying to stay out of the line of fire. Like, I'm trying to stay out the way. I don't need any problems. I just want to do what I need to do to be the best version of myself that I can be. And I just want to let it all unfold, because I'm tired of living a life that is inauthentic to who I really am. And I'm not saying that's how I've been living my life, but I kind of don't know who I am because of everything that I've allowed to like pile up without dealing with it. And I'm excited to actually be able to deal with it and see like what's on the other side, okay? But thank you guys so much for being here. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below to let me know what you thought, and I will see you guys next time.